Hello, friends. This is Lieutenant Dr. Yasin from Abidayananda Senior College. Today, I'm going to take a lecture about the very important manure, that is the bulky organic manure, which is called as the farmyard manuring. What is a farmyard manure? The farmyard manure is prepared by basically using the cow dung or cow urine, which can be used as the waste straw and other dairy waste. So we are going to discuss about this stuffs for the farmyard manure. So farmyard manure is nothing but the bulky organic manures. As I've already said, it's a soil sludge, town compost, and night soil as well. It's a green manure and other bulky sources of the organic matter. All these manures are bulky in nature, which can be supplied by the plant nutrient in small quantities as well as the organic matter in the large quantity as well. So it refers, the farmyard manuring is refers to decomposed mixture of dung and urine of the farm's animals, which as I already discussed about, along with lighter, that is a bedding material, and left over the materials from the roughest or fodder bed of the cattle. That is very, very important, which can be naturally available, naturally biological waste and naturally available so sources are there. So, on an average, well-rotated FYM contains, that's a farmyard manure, contains 0.5% of the nitrogen, 0.2% of the phosphorus pentoxide, and 0.5% of the calcium oxide as well. The average percentage of the, this type of minerals is, it's given in the chart, that is the cow and block, sheep and goat, buffalo, poultry. These are the excreta of the dung urine, and dung urine is given in the nitrogen, phosphorus pentoxide percentage, and the potassium oxide percentage. The poultry manure is the richest of all. A very important line you can understand, you can remember. The poultry manure is the richest in the of all. Urine of all animals contains more percentage of nitrogen and the potassium oxides compared to the dunk of the portion. The very important factors which can affect for the nutritional buildup of the FYM, that is the very much age of the animal is required, feed, nature of the lighter use, aging of the manure, and the manner of making and storage of the, this kind of the dunk. The losses of during the handling and the storage of FYM, that is the FYM consists of two original components, that is the solid or dunk and liquid or urine. Both the components is contain nitrogen P2O5 and K2O. The distribution of this nutrient in the dung and urine is shown, and approximately, you can say the urine and the contrast nearly all of the equal to 4% of the this, and the PTO5 is a 96% in the soil portion. That is a very, very important. The solid portion contains 96%. Can you believe? The conserve the nitrogen, phosphorus pentoxide, and the potassium oxide is most essential for the both and the part of the cattle manure as well as the property of the handle and the storage. This is the second important point is what? How is going to be lose the liquid portion of urine. The loss under the Indian conditions, the floor of the cattle sheet is usually uncemented of the kacha or kacha, you can say, as such as the urine passed by animals during the night gets soaked into the kacha floor, and when the animals are particularly bullocks are kept in the fields during the summer season, urine gets soaked into the soil, but during the remaining period of the cattle, or you can say kept it covered with the shade, and therefore the kacha floor soaks the urine every day. You can believe this is the collection of the storage and storage of the urine, and the all the excreta is there. The large quantities of the nitrogen are thus lost through the formation of the gaseous and ammonia. That is the following reaction taking place. The simple reaction of the urea in the urine, and ammonium carbonate is going to be act, and then ammonium carbonate plus water is going to give you the ammonium hydroxide, plus ammonium hydroxide will give you the from the gaseous ammonia. So this is the basic reaction of the what you call the urea farmyard manure, which connect and which store the urine. The smell of ammonia is in the cattle shed clearly indicate the loss of nitrogen. The is going to be have the nitrogen, especially efforts are made in the India to collect the liquid portion of the manure. So this is the very important factor of the manure. The loss of solid portion or dung, you can see it is often said that 2 by 3 of the manure is either utilized for making the cakes or it lost during the grazing. and the remaining manure is applied to the soil after collecting the hips. The Firstly, the most of the serious loss of dung is through the cakes of burning or use of as a fuel. You have seen many times in the village area that they can use the cake, and you can. Secondly, they made the bleach animals go out of the grazing. No efforts are made to collect the dung dropped by them, or not this practicable unless all milch animals are followed to graze only in close small size of pasture. So these are the very important of the solid dung. The laws of during the storage. How we can lose the this type of dung or urine while the storage. The mostly cattle dung and waste from the fodder, the collected daily in the morning by the cultivators and put in manure heaps on upon the space outside the village. The manure remains exposed to the sun and the rain during the such type of storage, and the nutrients are lost in the following steps. You can see the by leaching process, by volatilization process, and you can see what are the effects of leaching. What do you mean by leaching? One mark question will be there for the process of leaching. By how we can lose the leaching will be vary with the intensity of the rainfall, which can be the slope of the land on which manure is heaped, and about to half of the portion you can so see the nitrogen, the phosphorus pentoxide, FYM, nearly 90% of the potassium are water soluble, and then this water soluble nutrients are liable to get washed up by the rainwater. And during the volatilization process, during the storage, considerable amount of ammonia is produced in the manure, and you can see this we can heat this from the decomposition of urea and the other nitrogenous compounds of the urine, and much slower decomposition of the nitrogenous organic compounds in the dung. So the rooting process, more and more quantitatively ammonia is formed over here. This ammonia is going to be combined with the carbonic acid and form the ammonium carbonate, which can with the and you can say the bicarbonate also. These ammonium components are unstable and the gaseous, and ammonia may be liberated. You can see the how it's improved the methods of the handling of the FOM. The handling is very important in the FOM that we can learn into the system. It is practically impossible to check the completely the losses of the plant nutrients and the organic matter during the handling of the storage of the farmyard manuring. However, we can improve the methods could be adopted to reduce such type of losses considerably. Among these methods are described are under as you can see the trench method of the preparing for FYM, use of gobar gas, compost, plant, and the proper field management of FIM, and the use of chemical preservatives. These are the various methods we can learn into this. The very first method, that is a trench method of preparing the FYM. The trench method of preparing the FYM, this method has been recommended by Dr. C.N. Acharya. The manual preparation should be carried out. He has displayed that the manual should be carried out in the trenches having the different size of the feet, that is a 20 to 25 feet long, 5 to 6 feet broad, and 3 to 3.5 feet deep. That is the cattle shade portion of the lighter mixed with the earth is available when a trench is completely filled up, and say in about 3 months time. So this is the duration of the how is going to be happen. The use of gobar gas compost plant is a very important second point. We can see methane gas into the act when it can be generated due to the anaerobic fermentation reaction of the most common organic materials such as cattle dung, grass, vegetables waste, and human excreta. Gobar gas and manure both are useful on a farm as well as the homes, as we have seen the lot of from lot of years that what how to be gobar gas is going to be active. The few advantages of this method are the methane gas generated can be used for the heating lighting of the motive power. It can be running oil engines and generators. It can give you the nitrogen 1.5%, phosphorus oxide 0.5%, 2.0%. Gobar gas manure extremely cheap, you can say, because it's naturally available, biologically made, and locally available material. The third and very important point of the handling of the food, proper field management of the farm. How it is going to be managed the farm yard manuring. The under the some condition, the most of the cultivators they unload the FIM in the small piles in the field of before spreading. The manure is left in the piles for a month. for a more before it's sprayed, and plant nutrients are lost through the heating and drying. This is the very important. That's it will be heating and drying, it will be get lost. To derive maximum benefit from the FYM, it is most essential that we should not be kept in the small piles in before. It should be, spread evenly and mix up with the soil immediately. So this is the very important point, that it can be spread evenly and maximize the mix of the soil immediately. The next is how to use the chemical preservatives while storing the FYM. These are the added for the to decrease the nitrogen losses in FYM, and the to do the most effective, that is the preservative, are applied in the cattle yard to permit the direct contact with the liquid nitrogen, a portion of the excreta, or you can say the urine. This has to be done in the because of the loss of nitrogen. Urine starts immediately. You can see the nitrogen from the urine start immediately. They commonly use the chemical are like gypsum and the superphosphate. The value of the gypsum is preserving of nitrogen of manure has been known, and it has been used for many years from the foreign countries as well. The reaction of the gypsum with the ammonium phosphate or ammonium carbonate, I can say intermediate product for the decomposition is urea. Is here you can see nitrogen is going to act with the calcium sulfate, will going to be calcium carbonate, and it gives you the final product is, as long as the manure is moist, you can see the no loss of nitrogen and no loss of ammonia, I can say, will occur. But in the manure becomes dry, the chemical reaction is reserved, and the loss of ammonia may occur. As such, as the under the Indian condition, we can see, yes, we are from the India, so we can see the Indian condition as well. Use of gypsum is decrease the nitrogen losses, and we can say it does not offer partial solution. So this superphosphate has been extensively used by manure preservatives, and you can see the reaction. So the calcium sulfate is going to be calcium phosphate, and then you can see the reaction. The tricalcium phosphate is formed, which does not react with ammonia sulfate, and then when manure is going to act, becomes dry. As such, there is no loss of ammonia. So this is the way of how we're going to be reaction. We can have the chemical preservatives into the FYM. Now you can see the supply of plant nutrients through FYM. That is, on an average, FYM is applied to various steps crops by the cultivators, that contains the following nutrients, as we have many times we have seen the last slides also. So based on the analysis of the average dressing, the 10 tons of the FYM supplies about 50 kg of nitrogen and 20 kg of phosphorus pentoxide and the 50 kg of the potassium oxide. All these quantities are not available to crops in the year of application. Particularly, nitrogen is a very slog acting, and when FIM is applied every year, the crop yield goes to be increasing due to the direct plus residual effect on the every succeeding crop. The beneficial effect is also known as the cumulative effect. This is the very important according to the. So this is going to be very interesting, and next will be next lectures. Till then, goodbye. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless you.